Chapter 4 Twilight's Task. It was a nice day in Ponyville, but the nice weather wouldn't be sticking around. Rain was scheduled for today, so most of the ponies went out and enjoyed the nice weather while they could. Although others should stay inside, they didn't want to get caught in the rain when it happened. Gohan thought this would be a perfect opportunity to train. He hadn't done it once since he got Equestria, figured he should start. So he went over to the library to ask for her help. For help. He arrived at her treehouse and knocked at the door. In a few seconds, he was greeted by the purple alicorn. "Hey, Gohan, what's up?" Twilight asked. "I was wondering if you could help me train," he asked with a big smile on his face. A look of fear came into her face. She didn't want to fight him at all. "Well, actually, Gohan saw how nervous she was to let out a small laugh. He realized he should have been more specifics. "Oops, I'm sorry, you don't have to fight me. Just assist me." Twilight let her sigh. "Well, then I'd be happy to help you." "Thank you. Just wait here, I'll be ready in a moment." She watched with confusion as the Saiyan walked around and began collecting some small rocks. She wasn't an expert on martial arts training, but she did think rocks were involved. Spike had come outside also to see what they were up to. Much like Twilight, he was also confused. "What's Gohan doing?" he asked. "I'm not sure," the man replied. Obviously, she knew what he was doing. She just wasn't sure why he was doing it. A few minutes later, he walked back to the treehouse. His arms full of rocks and stones. "Alright, that should be good. Thanks again for helping me train, Twilight," he said as he finished dropping the rocks into a big pile. "No problem, Gohan, but I'm not exactly sure what you want me to do." The Blue Mane Pony had never really helped any pony train before, and she wasn't sure how she could help. "It's simple. All you gotta do is use your magic to throw these rocks at me," he said, leaving the duo confused. "You want her to throw rocks at you?" Smudgeman questioned. The Saiyan nodded. "Well, I'm gonna try and dodge them. Just let me reckon when there is no time to think." They were still confused, but the Alicorn was still willing to help. She picked up a rock with her magic and was ready to throw it, but stopped when she realized something. Should we be doing this in the middle of Ponyville? Taking a look around, she could see some ponies were still outside, and could easily get hit by any of the rocks. Heck, even the ponies inside their homes could probably get hurt. That thought never occurred to Saiyan. He was used to training in isolation. The more he thought about it, he realized that some pony could get hurt. "Maybe we should do this outside of Ponyville," Gohan suggested as he picked up the rocks. With the stones in his hand, the three of them then began walking outside of Ponyville. As they walked, the young warrior was wondering when it was going to rain. Although he didn't have a problem training in the rain, he was still curious, but he burst aside as they were nearing a suitable spot. He took a look around and noticed there was no pony around. He also sensed for the loved ones, but none were in the immediate area. "Alright, I'm ready." Gohan took his stance as his friend used her magic to send out a barrage of rocks. They were flying at high speed towards him. He was such a heavy rock, in both of his friends' amazement. He wasn't even a Super Saiyan, he was avoiding the rocks with no difficulty. He figured that he hadn't gotten too soft during the peaceful times of Seagans, which is what he was hoping for. "Wow, Gohan sure is fast," the Drake noted as the purple pony picked up the pace. But even then, the Saiyan was still dodging every rock. His speed was incredible, which made Twilight wonder if he was faster than Rainbow Dash. The baby dragon was watching in awe at Gohan's speed and agility. He never thought anybody would be able to dodge a barrage of rocks like it was nothing. A few minutes later, all the rocks had been thrown, and it looked like he didn't even break a sweat. "That was fun. Thanks again, Twilight." She was still just a little bit shocked by how fast a new friend was able to move. "Yeah, no problem, Gohan. Up for another round?" Although she was willing to repeat the process, she remembered that it was going to rain. "When do we go home? Looks like it could rain any moment," she suggested. As much as he wanted to do that again, he realized she was right. Plus, he could always just do some of his own training later. Just as they were about to leave, Spike received a letter from Princess Celestia. "You haven't got one of these in a while, Twilight," he joked as he began reading the letter. "Dear Twilight Sparkle, I have an important task for you to complete. Do you remember the Alicorn Amulet? The powerful artifact that Trixie used to enslave Ponyville? Well, Zagora had a hidden way, but I fear it is too dangerous to be left out there. I wish you to find its location and bring it to me for safekeeping. You can bring your friends along if you want to. Good luck, my former student. Sincerely, Princess Celestia." "So are you going to do this, Twilight?" Harrison's next. "I have to, Spike. Princess Celestia is counting on me," Princess Twilight stated. "But you don't even know where it is," Drake pointed out, almost as if he didn't want to go searching for it. "I could help you find it. Gohan suggested. Twilight thought about it for a moment. It would certainly be easy with him helping out. Well, Princess Light did say I could bring my friends. Alright, let's do it. As soon as she finished her sentence, it began to rain, setting in the mood for the adventure. The rain began to pour down on three of them. Yeah, it was coming down hard. Sparky can go back home. Go and I will begin our search. He slowly ran back home. So where do we begin looking? The half-saint questioned. King looks out for the quest ahead of them. In the letter, Princess Leia says the crow had hidden away, so we should go see her, the alicorn stated. The saint had no idea who the crow was, but he guessed that would be a good place to start. Alright, so where does she live? In the Everfree Forest, she replied in a grim tone. Twilight led her from to the edge of the Everfree Forest and stopped there. While she may have gone to the dark forest several times, it never got any easier. It seemed that each time she went in, something happened. Even if she could account for all the dangers, she had a feeling that new ones would keep popping up. Gohan looked over and noticed the opponent was nervous, and she was even shaking a little. Before he could ask her about it, his senses went off. He could feel dark energy radiating from the forest. It was almost enough to send a shiver down his spine. But since he was a highly trained warrior, he was able to keep his composure. What's in here? He questioned. All kinds of scary monsters, she answered, her grim tone returning. It's also a pretty friendly place, full of danger. Don't worry, I'm sure we will be fine, he said, trying to reassure her. She was still nervous, but knew she couldn't let Princess Celestia. Here goes nothing. They began walking around, and he could tell that this place was different from Ponyville. The dark energy seemed even stronger on the inside, which made him a little uneasy. They hadn't really come across any danger yet, and he could tell that his friend was starting to calm down a little bit, which was a good thing. The pair continued one run until they ran into a strange creature, one with two heads. This was the first time that Saint had seen a creature like this, and it brought a smile to his face, which contrasted nicely with his friend's horrified gaze. Each head was sporting a sinister smile as the beast looked between his eyes. Oh, look, a pony and a monkey. Well for you and well for me. Gohan's excitement disappeared when he realized the beast wanted to attack them. He also didn't like being called a monkey, even if he didn't have his tail anymore. His fist clenched slightly as he took a small step forward. I'll handle this, he told her, pushing her back a bit. A serious look came onto the mare's face. Be careful. Even though she had a feeling her friend was going to win, she was still worried about his safety. Chimera began to laugh. How cute. No, my The Chimera was caught up by Kitty and kicked lightly in his stomach, shocking the beast and causing a great pain. The beast did its best to stand up, but it was very tough to do so. Just when it looked like it was getting up, it was once again sent to the ground, this time by a kick to one of his heads. The beast staggered backwards before righting itself. That's enough! It roared as he tried to eat the foolish monkey standing in front of him. The young Saiyan grabbed the head and lifted the deadly beast in the air with ease, shocking his friend greatly. He then started swinging around, going so fast he appeared to be a tornado. After several swings, he released his grip, sending it soaring upwards towards the sky. Gohan watched with anticipation as his opponent started descending back down to the ground. Before that could happen, he flew up and punched it lightly, sending it flying deep into the Everfree Forest. As soon as it was gone, he smiled and returned towards the alicorn. Dora had a look of both shock and amazement on her face this whole time. She hadn't seen anything so impressive in her entire life. First he defeated two Jabos, and now a Chimera. But he didn't just defeat it, he completely destroyed it. Not in the literal sense, but he metamorphically destroyed it. Gohan, that was incredible. We should hurry. I'm sensing a bunch of other power levels around. Although he could handle it, he was worried for the safety of his friend. He would never forgive himself if she got hurt. So with that in mind, they decided to pick up the pace. Throughout the rest of their journey, Gohan made sure to keep tabs on the different energies around them, making sure that the path they were taking was the safest. All the while, Twilight led the way to Sakura's house. She would tell him which way to go, and he would make sure that it was okay to proceed. And aside from a few things here and there, they were able to successfully navigate the Everfree Forest. The two of them made quite the exploration team. They kept on walking for several minutes until they reached a lone house. A smile came onto the alicorn's face because of this. That's her house, she shouted at them as they both ran up to it. They were disappointed, however, to find a note on her door. It said she was out gathering ingredients for potions and wouldn't be back for a few hours. So what do we do now? Gohan asked. The alicorn princess walked around for a little bit before stopping. I'm not sure. The alicorn amulet could be anywhere. You may just have to give up. She saw the look of despair on her face. Freeing Princess Celeste had always been one of her biggest fears, even when she became a princess of her own. But there was little they could do, aside from waiting for Sakura to come back. But who knows how long ago she had left? They could have just easily arrived right as she left. Meanwhile, the young warrior looked around, trying to find something that might help them, but it seemed as if all hope was lost. He glanced over at the mirror and noticed she was deep in thought. Suddenly, Gohan noticed some ordinary rocks and went over them. Hey, Twilight, come over here. She walked up to where he was and also noticed how strange the rocks were. An idea suddenly popped in her head. Maybe the amulet is under these rocks. She guessed as her friend picked up the rocks and tossed them aside. The amulet was not in the rocks, but there was a hole, wide enough for a pony to fit inside. Do you think it's down there? He questioned. I guess there is only one way to find out. Twilight jumped down first and used her wings to gently float down to the ground. As his half-saint prepared to jump, he noticed the hole wasn't big enough for him to fit down it. There was just no way. Hey, Twilight, I need to make the hole bigger, so you should move forward a little bit. Just as he suggested, the Alicorn took several steps forward. A few moments later, a ball of energy came crashing down into the hole. A small explosion happened in front of her, but caused her no harm. Twilight was thankful he told her to move, because otherwise could have easily killed her. Gohan jumped down and noticed too dark to see, so he created a ball of energy to be their guide. Hey, there's something written on this wall. The mirror began reading it. Turn back now. No pony has been able to make it out alive. She didn't blink twice. Well, that's pretty ominous. Ominous? Yeah, but it's too late to turn it back now, he told her. She still had her concerns, but not wanting to fail, she relented. The duo then began wandering the caves. It seemed to mostly be a straight line that didn't end, making the man wonder just how far it stretched. She made a mental note to come back and investigate at a more appropriate time. Unlike at the entrance, the walls were barren. It was nothing but pure earth, and it all looked the same. She was sure that anybody else would have gone crazy at this point. The purple man was getting nervous. What if it wasn't down here? What if they were wasting their time? Or what if it was down here and whoever or whatever had it was trying to trap them? Her thinking didn't go on notice but his saying. It was because she seemed like she was getting more and more worried. Are you alright, Twilight? Yeah, I'll be fine, she answered nervously, all the while trying to keep her composure. The half-saint didn't totally believe her, but decided to ignore it. Besides, if it was only natural for her to be scared. If Gohan had done something like this years ago, he would have probably been scared too. It was sounds like these that he thanked the fight that he had to become a warrior. After what seemed like an eternity of walking, they came across a giant rectangular room, which seemed just as barren as the rest of the underground passageway. There was a slight difference in this room, and it was a very important distinction. In the distance was an alchemy amulet, resting on a stone pedestal. Gohan, there it is! Twilight exclaimed. This seems too easy. He was curious as to how and why it was on a pedestal, but he brushed it aside. It didn't really matter as long as they retrieved it. The duo ran over to it. They were about to reach them when a shadowy figure appeared in front of it. Due to all the smoke and mistiness, it was hard to tell what kind of creature it was. All they knew was that it stood on two legs. Foolish mortals, now shall have the Alicorn amulet. Its powers are too dense for you to wield, he told them in a demonic voice. As he spoke, the purple Alicorn was trying to wonder if Sakura had just dropped down without thinking about it. Those thoughts only lasted a few moments as the mirror turned attention towards the source of the voice. Despite going up against the unknown, she still had a job to do. We need to deliver the amulet to Princess Celeste so we can keep it safe, Twilight stated. The figures are laughing. I am the only one who can protect it. And how do I know you aren't trying to deceive me? They had to admit that he made a good point. Please, sir, just give us the amulet and we will leave, Gohan said, trying a more peaceful approach. It would have been released for him to go over and beat him up, but that wouldn't have helped anything. Plus, the young saint was more interested in finding a non-violent solution. If you want this amulet, you will have to face the trials. They didn't know what the trials were, but it sounded like they had little choice but to do them. Alright, fine. We'll face your trials, the playing mayor stated confidently. Very well. The first trial is quick thinking. Both Twilight and the Saint were left confused. What kind of trial was quick thinking? Just then the figures disappeared, slowly fading out of existence. After his departure, the room closed itself off, and to make matters worse, the Saint began to collapse. Oh no! Gohan yelled as he flew up towards the falling ceiling. He held up his hands to try to hold it up, but it was proving to be difficult. No matter how hard he tried to push against it, the thing was content on falling. Meanwhile, the Proman was having a panic attack. Her mind and body were not in sync at all. One part was telling her to stop and think, but the other was screaming at her to stay alive. It was something along the lines of, "We're all gonna die, Ocelot, we're gonna die! You have 60 seconds to fight a way out, or else you'll be crushed." "Good luck," the figure told him as he began laughing. As the headstone helped the ceiling, he looked over his friend. "Twilight, I can't keep holding this. I'm gonna have to think of a way out." There was the thought of becoming a Super Saiyan, but he was unsure if his transformation would help. Well, it would certainly help, but he didn't know if his power could cause some kind of cave-in. The last thing he wants for him and the bear to get trapped underneath tons of rubble. Time was starting to run out, and Twilight saw no way of getting out. She looked around and saw no access available. If she didn't come up with something soon, she and her friend were going to be crushed. The problem was, she couldn't think of any way they could escape. Not that there was any available access anyway. It didn't help that her mom was still screaming at her. Mom was like and finally got an idea. "Go on, just use your energy to make an exit," she yelled up to him. Gohan stopped holding up the ceiling, now feeling very stupid. The roof was now falling at a slightly faster rate, so he had only a short amount of time to make an entrance and escape. Ah! In an instant, he fired a beam of energy at the back wall, making a giant hole. He then flew towards the wall, all the while grabbing his friend. They turned to main attack just before the ceiling collapsed, and they were both a little shaken. As they took a moment to say inside to himself, "Why didn't I think of that?" He wouldn't be kicking himself for missing such an obvious answer, but now was the time to do so. They had almost died and fear was setting into twilight. She hadn't really had close calls like that before. Sure, there were a few times she didn't think she'd make it, but this was different. She was going up against a demon, the likes of which she had never seen before. The point to even think there were demons in Equestria. Gohan, on the other hand, was keeping his cool in spite of what just happened. He had been in worse situations before. "I'm impressed, but it gets much more difficult here." The duo looked around and realized they were in an empty room. A really big, empty room. The only thing they could see was a huge bridge, which appeared to be the only way to the other side. And by the looks of it, there wasn't anything downwards except for a bottomless pit. "The second try will be strategy," the figure spoke. "Along this bridge there are several false blocks. Step on it and it falls down into the void, along with the entire bridge." It laughed, clearly enjoying toying with his latest victims. "Oh, one more thing. If you fly across, you will meet with a terrible fate. And the amulet stays with me." After his voice faded, the duo looked towards the bridge. "So how are you supposed to tell if the real blocks with no fake ones?" the F-Saint questioned. "I'm not sure. Trial and error doesn't seem like the best method," Twan noted, as she looked at the blocks trying to find a difference, but all the blocks looked exactly the same. The Saint started thinking of a strategy to get across. Since they couldn't fly, he thought about jumping across. The bridge, however, was very long and seemed too far to leap across. He now hoped that Toy would be able to find out if there was a difference between the blocks. While his friend saw the blocks, he put a hand up to his chin. "Maybe we should just do trial and error. I mean, if we have a good enough reaction time, he was caught up with slides from us doing it. Go on, come look at this." After looking over the blocks several times, she finally found a pattern. These blocks all have the arrows in them, they all face different directions. She motioned him over and pointed at the rocks, showing him she was right. "I'm guessing the downwards arrows are the false ones, and the rest are safe." Toy tested the theory by stepping on a right arrow. The block stayed. She tried the left and up mirrored blocks near to find too. "Way to go, Twilight!" he shouted as he made their way across the bridge. Twilight walked fat first, and he followed behind her. The path wasn't nearly as perilous as they originally thought. The blocks were big enough for them to step on, and the bridge was nice and wide. Everything was going fine until they neared the end. Twilight suddenly stopped and looked down at the blocks. There was nothing on them. The arrows were gone. "Go on, these blocks don't have arrows on them." She was starting to panic. There was no particular pattern now. There was no way to tell which blocks were safe. "Well, how far to the end?" he asked. "I can't tell, but it looks like we still have a ways to go." He stood there for a moment, trying to decide the best course of action. After a few moments thinking, one idea of how they could cross came into his mind. It was risky, but at this point there weren't too many options available. "Twilight, I'm going to throw you across the rest of the bridge." She just there blinked at him. "Throw across? Was he crazy?" "But we can't fly," she reminded. "You're right, we can't." That shot was never saying anything about throwing. Before she could react, Gohan grabbed her front hoof and threw her as hard as he could. She went flying to the back wall and hit it pretty hard. Now that she saved the cross, it was time for him to go. He figured that it would be possible for him to jump across. The sand got up his edge and took a mighty leap. But even though he was able to jump far, it wasn't far enough. He landed pretty close to the edge and was ready to jump again. Unfortunately, he landed on the wrong block, and the whole bridge began to come beneath him. Gohan, look out! Before Frank could jump, the bridge had given out underneath him. Toy looked in horror as her friend plunged towards his death. No! Tears filled her eyes as the screams of Gohan could be heard. She fell to her knees and cried even harder than before. She was wondering if it was a mistake to come down here. All of a sudden, the door behind her opened, revealing a big circular room. Taking a deep breath, she walked in. It's now time to finish this. The door closed behind her, sending her into the room. Just then, the demon appeared in the room, a calm smile on his face. Well done. You figured out the bridge. But what happened to your friend? The shadow figure laughed, enjoying how angry he was making her. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. At least you survived. Now then the final trial will start. Are you ready? I'm ready, Toy exclaimed in rage. Good. For your final trial, you have to beat me in a fight. The shadow figure revealed his true form to his opponent. He stood on 2 legs. His skin was a dark red, and he had soulless black eyes. He had 2 massive claws, each one attached to equally big arms. 2 pointed hooks were jutting out of his head. The blue made young eloquent eyes of the demon. Alright, let's begin. The demon shot a fireball at his opponent, but she was able to avoid it. He then watched as his foe fired a beam from her horn. He merely chuckled as he finished, avoiding the attack entirely. Looking for me? The demon reappeared behind the opponent and kicked in the flank, sending her crashing against the wall. He then charged at her and picked her up by the neck. This is going to be easier than I thought. She had little time to react to the punch that struck her gut. The mare groaned in pain before being tossed across the room. The body rolled across the ground before hitting the opposite wall. Right as she got back out, she was immediately hit with a fireball. The blast injured Twilight slightly, but she wasn't finished yet. Spinning some blood on the floor, she teleported behind the demon and shot several beams at his back. The beams had no effect on her opponent, but he was still standing. She then tried to freeze him in place, which actually seemed to work, until he instantly started to shatter the ice prison. Not good, she said in panic. He turned around and flashed her an evil smile. Then, without warning, he sprinted towards the opponent and kicked her in the chin, launched her upwards to the ceiling. He watched with anticipation as his foe started coming back down. Right as his opponent was about to hit the ground, he once again grabbed her neck. He grinned upon seeing the damaged state she was in. This fight is over, but I do admire your bravery. He held a huge ball of fire and was about to throw it at his opponent, ready to kill the mare. He tried to struggle but couldn't. He was just so much for the evil demon. Fear left just as quickly as it came, and now the only thing inside was hopelessness. It was all over. She had lost. I'm sorry, Pony. I just couldn't do it. Right as she was about to finish her, the door of the previous room had been blown up. Both the pony and the team turned around, so it looked like Gohan standing there. Gohan? Twilight couldn't believe it. Was her friend really alive? The last time she saw him, he was plummeting towards his death, and yet here he was. Her confusion would only increase when she noticed something different about him. His hair was only black. Instead, it was blonde, and his eyes had turned a shade of teal. The demon was also confused how he had survived the fall, or how he had opened the door. What? How could this be? You let my friend alone! He shouted as he charged the demon. The satyr merely grinned as he charged the boy, ready to kill him. To his surprise, his opponent finished. He barely had time to search around for the boy as he received a painful punch to the spine that was followed up with an elbow to the back of his head, making him cry out in pain. Before he could even move, an energy spear collided with his backpack, sending him flying out forwards. He ended up crashing through one of the walls. The only indicator that was still alive was inaudible noises of pain. Twilight stared blankly at the scene before her. Her mind was like some kind of mixing bowl used to shook a deep corner. Her previous feelings of fear and helplessness were replaced by joy and confusion. She was overjoyed that her friend was alive, but confused as to how he was alive. Give up. You aren't going to beat me. The Super Saiyan slowly walked towards his foe. He was just now starting to get up. The demon realized that the kid had beaten him and that he lost. There was no point in fighting anymore. Alright, you win! The demon shouted as the eloquent materialized in his hands. He then slowly walked over and handed the purple pony. But you must tell me how you survived that fall. Well, Once I stepped on the wrong block, the bridge collapsed, and I thought for sure that I was done for. As I was falling, I was able to grab onto a small ledge. Luckily, I was able to support my weight. For a few moments, I thought about what I should do. I didn't think I could jump that high, but that's when I had the door closed. So I flew up and landed back on solid ground. I figured that since the trial was already over, it would be safe to fly. I tried to get the door up, but I couldn't, so I had to blast my way in. And while I was outside, her trial was in danger, Gohan explained. The demon smirked. You do it better than I expected. But I'm afraid you'll have to stay down here and take my place as Amulet Guardian. What the opponent saying was shocked. They didn't remember that being part of the deal. Wait, what? Twilight questioned. Good luck. The demon faded away, leaving the pair in the room. As soon as he left, the only exit became blocked off. How are we supposed to get out of here? Twilight asked as she looked around for a way out. There looked to be no way out, except for the only exit that had just become unusable. So once again they were trapped. Maybe we could backtrack. Before she could even continue to think, Gohan's were already 2 steps ahead. His aura was now brilliant gold, and his hair had also appeared more golden. The entire room began to shake violently as she charged up his attack. Ga, may, ah, may, ah! Like a sonic boom, the beam exploded from his hands. It traveled up to the ceiling and easily traveled through it. Dust and rocks began falling as the beam continued his journey. Soon after, he slowly ceased firing. He then flew over and grabbed his friend before flying through the new exit. As soon as they were outside, they each let out a sigh of relief. It was finally over. The Alicorn looked around and noticed that they weren't too far away from Ponyville. The rain had stopped while they were down in that dungeon, but neither minded getting a little wet at the moment. I'm so glad you're alright, Gohan, she told him, saving a smile in response. There was something she was still curious about, though. What's up with your hair and eyes? She asked. I transformed into a Super Saiyan. Greatly increases my power, strength, speed, agility, and my all-around natural abilities, he explained, all the while letting Super Saiyan strength fade. Despite defeating the trials on the demon, and recovering the Alicorn amulet, there was still one task left. Alright, now let's get this to Princess Celestia, demonstrated with purpose. Well done, Twilight Sparkle. I knew I could count on you. They turned around and saw Princess Celestia standing there, leaving the 2 heroes confused. Princess Celestia, what are you doing here? Demanded her former mentor. Spike sent me letters saying you and Gohan went to retrieve the amulet, so I decided to come to Ponyville to retrieve it personally. She said with a smile. I hope you didn't run into too much trouble. The Tither smiled. It was nothing Gohan and I couldn't handle, Twilight stated. So what are we going to do with the amulet anyway? He asked. Tell us too much to put into a box before answering. I'm going to store it inside the very same box the elements of harmony were in, and only my magic can open it. Good idea, this Hefsing noted. Well, I must be getting back to Catalat. Farewell. The princess of Sun then flew back to her castle in Catalat. As much as she wanted to stay and chat, she had work to do. Thank you for helping me, Gohan. I couldn't have done that by myself. He just smiled. Hey, it was a team effort. I needed you just as much as you needed me. Both of them left, and then finally noticed just how wet they were getting. Twilight's mane and tail were hanging down her face and flung respectively. Her friend's clothes were practically soaked. Why did you come back to my house? At least until the rain stops. Sure, he smiled as they began heading to the library. I slightly changed what happened in the trials to give a better sense of danger, like when they are crossing the bridge and the errands weren't there at the end. I also made Gohan fall so that Twilight would have to face the last trial alone, but ultimately Gohan did come back in the end. I would also like to point out that regular updates will stop. Since I'm going to be adding a couple of chapters in the middle story, it makes sense to do it all at once. So every other update will be done at once. On and on, peace out.